Hello, and welcome to yet another completely unprofessional unboxing. Scott here in my dirty red Angels baseball cap as I take a break from the considerable amount of work that we're doing here at the house, dealing with the water damage scenario that most of you already know about, but also here with what might be considered part two of the classic Call of Cthulhu 40th anniversary Kickstarter unboxing with a special edition here, which I'm sure most of you who have seen the certification here. The shipment is Shaga certified. I cannot talk today. As this comes from the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society, it is the prop set to complement the 40th anniversary edition. And this will be my first eyes on this. I haven't looked at it. Other things I kind of tend to go through sometimes. But this one is going to be as new to you as it is to me as we take a look at this. So I think it kind of goes without saying that this is a bit of a word of warning. Spoilers, these are props for the variety of different campaigns and adventures and whatnot that came with the box set. So, you know, you've been warned. If you don't want to be spoiled by any of this stuff, obviously, I don't know, watch my other video about the original box set itself. So I'm going to take a little drink here. There we go. That's better. I can talk normally again. And so I have my trusty Coleman camping steak knife here. We are well into a few days into June 2022 with no injuries so far, but it seems the sharpness of the trusty Coleman camping steak knife is starting to decline, and therefore I may have to upgrade at some point in time. Okay, so what we're going to do is we may need to just move this off camera for a moment, as usually there's a very beautiful invoice that comes with most H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society purchases in their very wonderful letterhead, but has personal information on it. So excuse me a moment while I kind of take this off camera. Yep, there we are. We'll set that aside. And this is tightly boxed, so we'll kind of see if we can slide this out here. Oh, a bit congested today. Probably with all the dust going on around here. All right, so let's see if we can kind of get that into camera. It is a big box, just as tall and wide as the box set, which I have over here. So as you can kind of tell, we'll kind of prop these up on their sides. And it is a little bit taller, but which is perfectly fine. But what I enjoy about it is it complements the box. So both of these, you know, if you're not currently using them, are going to look wonderful on your shelf. All right, let's set this back aside. I don't think we'll be needing that, but so for those of you who do not know, the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society is a wonderful foundation for a lot of things that involve H.P. Lovecraft and preserving his legacy, so to speak. But also they do provide quite a bit of information. Wow. Hopefully I can make it through this. Oh boy, there we go. So back to the Lovecraft Society. So what they are, they're a historical society, a foundation, so to speak. Everything to do with Lovecraft, the mythos, and whatnot. Not just that, but also things within his personal life and so on and so forth. But they also create a lot of supplemental materials for the Call of Cthulhu gaming system or setting, I should say, and also a variety of other props to complement that aren't directly associated with Chaosium. But they do give you a lot of things to further immerse yourself within your Call of Cthulhu gaming experience. These in particular, though, these complement all of the handouts that are provided with the original Call of Cthulhu 40th Anniversary Edition, which are good. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. They are perfectly fine to be utilized within your campaign, but the immersive aspect of these props, especially their here we go, Masks of Nyarlathotep. That's good enough. prop set really adds just a wonderful aesthetic for not only the GM but the players. Just kind of further involving them and just adding this wonderful amount of detail that you just wouldn't get by handing someone a photocopy of a generously detailed but not really historically accurate handout that's provided as clues when you're playing Call of Cthulhu. So let us see what is included. And once again, spoiler warning. Okay, so now begins the confusion. How do we open this without destroying it? There we go. Just a little bit of pressure there and there. All right. And opening this up. Okay, so what do we have here? Oh boy, this is going to be a rough one. But we will persevere. So kind of get this up here. We'll get the trusty Coleman camping steak knife out of the way. So we have Read Me First. Thank you for your purchase of our prop set for Chaosium's Call of Cthulhu Classic. You can simply dive in, but there's a lot of stuff in this box, and there are a few things we thought you might want to know in advance. Chaosium's re-release includes the original rule book plus 5 early supplements. We have organized all the props into 5 number folders for easy access, but for a number of reasons, the folders don't directly correspond to the supplements. There is also the newspaper clip master, which doesn't fit into any folder. On the other side of the sheet is a complete color-coded inventory for easier reference. Excellent. Props which are specified in the original supplements have been recreated as described, although we have added bonus material in many cases. We've added a number of props which are only briefly referred to, and some bonus items that are only implied by the supplements. To make them as realistic as possible, props are not numbered or titled, which is great. Most props are ready for use as they are, but if you require the keeper players to add specific information by hand as part of playing, we highly recommend keepers look through all the props before running a game. There we are. So, quite an immense amount. So, and oh wow, okay, fantastic. So this is definitely a wonderful thing. So now we've got for the original booklet, which we looked at in the box set over here to my right. We've got the rules book, which comes with the Corbett House and the Haunted House. Which the good thing about that is, I believe both of those both of those, I should say, no, the Corbett House, aka the Haunted House, has a recent 77th edition conversion. So depending if these particular items are carried over into the new edition, you can use these props with your 7th edition version of the adventure. Carrying on, we have in the supplement, we've got the Paper Chase, the Mystery of Loch Fane, the Rescue, the Secret of Casa Negro. So items for all of these. Continuing on in Fragments of Fear, you've got props for the Underground Menace, Valley of the Four Shrines. And then the big one. So in the Yog-Sothoth campaign, you've got information regarding the Hermetic Order of the Silver Twilight, Look to the Future, the Coven of Canuck, Devil's Canyon, The Worm That Walks, Watchers of Easter Island, The Rise of Relea, People of the Monolith, and The Warren. So for each chapter of that, it looks like. And then for the adventures in the mysteries or whatever, in the Asylum, you've got props for the Auction, the Madman, Black Devil Mountain, the Asylum, the Mauritania, Gate from the Past, and Westchester House. And finally, Trail of Sathagwa. You've got information for that, the Curse of Sathagwa, and carrying on with the Haunted House. All color-coded for ease of use. So, let me just take another drink of this. Don't know why I'm dried out today. I'm not really congested. It's allergies. There's dust in the air. The weather changes here quite frequently in California. And with that, I'm very susceptible to changes like that. So at a moment's notice, I can get any sort of congestion from allergies and such. So as you can see, we're going to open up the first Call of Cthulhu Clipmaster. So cut up this newspaper to obtain props. So there we go. So what looks like they've done in this particular instance is they've given you a full and complete newspaper that you can clip out what you need. They do have information here within it in the format of a newspaper article telling you how to use it. My experience with the Masks of Nyarlathotep box or prop set is they do have clips already pre-done in there, and it may be half pages of newspaper, but I myself haven't seen any full newspapers like this before. Yeah, this is nice. I mean, and this is the kind of detail you get from these the wonderful people over at the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society. So, and once again, another warning. This is gamer props for keepers only. So opening this up. So as you can see, we have, so we've got a separate printout for clipping guide, which will then detail to you what to clip out and then associate with this particular folder. So there we are. We have a nice map here. Let's take a look at this map, because their add-on maps are absolutely wonderful. So we have a map of Congo. I'm going to flip that over here. And is it double-sided? No, it is not. So we'll kind of put that back. And very important, which this is not a personal recommendation. This is a recommendation from experience. In the other prop sets that they give you, they do either give you folders or manila envelopes to keep them organized. Keep them organized. Some of these props are very small, and if they go missing, they're a pain in the butt to find. But thankfully, I believe the Lovecraft Society will issue you new ones if you contact them for a small fee, of course. So as you can see here, we've got looks like a last will and testament, civil documents, cutouts from pages in a particular book, and a letterhead from the city of Boston, a page of a book in German, which more than likely in situations like this, to keep it authentic, you would need to have a separate handout or reading from the adventure itself to translate, and photographs. Amazing. Yes, I mean the attention to detail is fantastic. Okay, so gaming props 2. Oof, this one is twice as dense. So likewise, continue on with the clipping guide. You can see here we've got a torn page of a handwritten journal or a book, and more information on the McBain house. And as you can see, like, for example, this little tiny page here, these are the things that can go missing or get mixed up very easily if you're not keeping your props organized. So we have a form fed printout. Interesting. Huh. Oh, they didn't have that in the 20s. Maybe the adventure has something to do with modern times. I am not familiar with the adventures that came with the 40th anniversary set. Those are older adventures that I've never played, so I may be talking out of turn as to what this is. And continuing onwards, so Xerox copies, or what were they called back then? Mimeographs? Whatever. My absolutely, unattentive aspect of being not in the very least prepared and maintaining my unprofessional aspect of this continues on. So we have additional maps here, wonderfully detailed. And then on this side, just kind of flipping through photographs, page with the Atlas Motion Pictures letterhead. Oop, don't want to fold that. And we've got pages here that are paper clipped together, not authentic, real paperclip. Yeah, authentic 1920s paperclip right there. Um, continuing on with another beautiful map of the area, an additional map, and work orders, and looks like a journal of deeds. So we'll place this back in here, and we'll take another little look at the photograph that came with it. So some sort of a promotional photograph detailing the Prince of Babylon. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. All right, slide that back in here. Move that one out. And these are getting a little bit harder to get into, so let's kind of... Okay, gaming prop 3. And we continue on with another clipping guide here. And looks like several ones. So here we are with additional handouts of handwritten notes from somebody's journal or ledger. Looks like a advertisement for the Mauritania Cunard line. Kind of take that out. Let's see. So yeah, so information. So and then along with a map of the ship, detail map of ship. I mean, just absolutely wonderful. The amount of work that is done in providing this kind of detail, a lot of these things is staggering, because as I'm playing through the Masks campaign, know that a lot of these things I am only witnessing for the first time. So as they come out, just amazed at how wonderful they are. A map of the city of Arkham, an Arkham Police Department report. And what do we have here? Uh-oh. We have a little fold here. We'll kind of take that out. Doesn't really look like it's designed to fit in here. So from the Atlas of Washington County. So, I mean, it's not a killer, of course, but this is something that I may contact them regarding this. Getting it replaced is not really as important as I'm hoping that, this is something that they may want to pack separately, so the fold doesn't continue. I mean, I would like to get an actual unfolded or undamaged copy of the map here, but I'm a little bit more easygoing when it comes to things like that, as long as it's not completely damaged or unusable. But other people are not, so might want to reconsider packing this separately. And continuing on. Oof. As we see, I mean, we've got a folded up deed along with the letter, and then a handwritten letter in the back. So I'm just going to keep this out and set on top of it to notate that. And we have number 4. Let's see, make sure I'm still in the camera. Yes, I am. Okay. And carrying on with more clipping guides. So it looks like every single one of these are going to have a clip guide, pages from a print of someone's journal, the journal of Peter de Holst, I think it says. And we have it looks like a code here that's set in specific runes. Several of them. Wow. Oh, geez. Okay. And we have a recreation of someone's actual journal with cover. What does it say? Morris Handelman Keep Out. Okay. And then with some additional handwritten notes here. And it looks like a giant fold-out, I would imagine, photograph. It looks like a stone facade, so maybe where the ruined translations would come from within the adventure. And set that one aside, and I believe this might be the last folder. Oop, come on. Almost there. Almost there. There we are. Okay. And folder number 5, continuing on, letter from the University of Michigan, along with what seems to be a torn-out page with handwritten notes within it. Continuing on with more ledger notes here. Flipping through these, we see that quite a few quite a few handwritten notes, and then along with looks like a sketch of something. Some sort of creature that pertains to the adventure. And finally, a letter from the office of the coroner. Can't have enough of those in a Call of Cthulhu adventure. All right, so let's move this aside. And as we finalize Haunted Houses of Ohio and Michigan, and continuing on, we have a paranormal investigation and elimination services agreement. The poetic works of Maurice Van Leyden, and this is a book. This is a full-on book, as you can see here. Just crazy, and if this is enough onus to just kind of maybe want to run these adventures, I don't know what is. Just to be able to display these beauties and utilize them for you and your investigators. Continue on with more journal entries. Into the very end. There we are. So, oof. Probably should have taken all out of the box and not use it to lean on. Let me just close that back up. All right, so put those back in there. So that's 5, 4. Let's see, can this... Yeah, I mean, it's probably should have been set between them. I mean, it looks like it might still fold up. I don't know if that's, I don't know if that's just a flaw of the design or the box, or you don't realize it, but, you know, it is what it is. But it's something that can be discussed with them personally. You know, it's minor, extremely minor in regards to everything else that you get within the context of this box. So there we are. So that actually was a rather quick flip through of the prop set for the Call of Cthulhu 40th Anniversary Kickstarter. This probably is a record for me, considering most of my videos tend to run close to an hour, but trying to be a little bit more considerate with the time and not linger on or get sidetracked as much. And the good thing about this is there really wasn't much to get sidetracked with, other than just the wonderful attention to detail and the majesty of some of these props that they provide, the possibilities for immersion that they're going to provide for you and your investigators, but don't necessarily need to go through them, you know, in detail one by one, because, you know, that's not what they're for. They're for to be utilized and discovered within the game, and likewise for the keepers to peruse and go through at their leisure. But just to give you a general idea of what you get for this box set and the current price that they have on the website, the value is staggering, just absolutely staggering. It's just, you know, I hope that that the possibility of them creating more prop sets continue. Between this, the individual prop sets that they have available, and they're not just paper products like this. They do have and sell on their site physical props. For example, in the Masks of a Nyarlathotep campaign, there is a matchbook that is a prop, a real matchbook with matches inside that you can light, and they will light up and fire. There is a scroll, a physical scroll that you can unroll. That is a cloth material, and likewise, they also provide audio aspects for the Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign. So, just, you know, the prices that they charge for these things, it seems like it should be doubled. It is a tremendous deal. So, this is the complimentary prop set for the Call of Cthulhu 40th Anniversary Kickstarter. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to go through this with me, and this has been yet another completely unprofessional unboxing. If you like, please give please subscribe, share it, whatever the standard format I'm supposed to say at the end of these things. There'll be information regarding this in the description. Hop on to the HP Lovecraft Society website and take a look what they have. Even if it's just for fun, it's a beautiful website in its own. Just as far as, you know, just surfing through it, taking a look at the detail that they have in that alone. They take a lot of pride in everything that they're involved in. So, and also, if you get a moment, check out Titterpigs, the podcast that I host with Keith from Rolling Boxcars. We are going to do hopefully another episode up very soon. We'll be talking about our trip to Gen Con that both myself, Keith, will be attending, along with quite a few other people that you may know. So, I'd like to thank you one more time, and just remind you once again, this has been yet another completely unprofessional unboxing, and I want you to have a wonderful, wonderful day.